Rothrock, and you're listening to World Martial Arts Radio with Alex Collazo.
Attention business owners. Reach over 100,000 martial artists a month by advertising with World Martial Arts Media. We can put your product, service, or event announcements in front of your target audience. Advertise with World Martial Arts Magazine, World Martial Arts Radio, World Martial Arts TV, or all three media sources for the biggest bang for your advertising buck. Visit www.worldmartialartsmedia.com and click on the advertising link to see just how amazingly affordable it can be.
Welcome to World Martial Arts Radio. I am your host, Alex Collazo. Coming up, we got a legend, and she is the first woman to ever be in a martial arts magazine cover. She's an incredible martial artist with a whole bunch of martial arts. I mean, she's studied so many different kinds of disciplines and styles, and she's won many championships back in her early days. She's made some of the best martial arts movies, or she's been in some of the best martial arts movies. She's just awesome, man. When you see her on screen, I mean, she's unbelievable. She kind of like changed my life and my mind, you know, in a sense, when I was a kid. And I mean, when you grow up just watching male heroes like Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee, and I mean, you can even include Rambo and Arnold Schwarzenegger in that list. That to me, martial arts is martial arts any way you put it. But you know, and then you had Cynthia Rothrock, you know, very little, you know, or not many times do you get to see back in the day a lot of girls performing at the level of the guys. There were two girls, you know, when I was a kid that I really, really admired, and that was Michelle Yeoh and Cynthia Rothrock. But today we got Cynthia Rothrock, who I'm going to be talking to. You're going to get to hear her soon. So I'm just going to ask her some questions about her career, her life in the martial arts, and any, you know, upcoming future projects. Enjoy myself, because I've been wanting to talk to her for the longest time. I just can't wait. So anyway, guys, thanks for listening again. Remember that
you are now listening to World Martial Arts Radio.
Hello?
Okay, perfect. All right, cool. All right. So you practice 6 different martial arts. That I'm glad you cleared that up, because a lot of people think it's 7. And of course, it's like you said before, it's difficult for you to remember all of that.
Right, exactly. If I was teaching it all, but you know what? I have it all documented. I have it on, you know, video, or, you know, all that stuff. So it you know, it's kind of hard to remember, because that would be like probably over like, you know, 300 different forms, you know, unless I was teaching every day at a school and practicing every day, you know, I remember them. But then again, you know, you always kind of remember the ones you really, you know, like the best, or like particularly, you know, the style that I usually teach. A lot of times I teach in pylon firing. I'll never forget those, because I've just been doing them since I was, you know, very younger.
Wow, and 300 different forms, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, probably. If you want to count all of them and all the weapons and everything, yeah.
So you have a huge passion for the martial arts.
A lot of knowledge.
So you have like a huge passion for the martial arts.
I do. You know, I've been doing it since I was 13, and like I told you, I just started doing Chen Tai Chi, which is a combination of internal and external, so it's fast and slow movements together. And, you know, I think once, you know, if your life is involved in martial arts, you know, you never stop. You always keep doing it.
Wow. And those forms, how long does it take somebody to learn all of that? How many years, and what's the dedication level?
Well, let's see. I can't even say I've been doing it, you know, for a really, really, really long time.
Wow. Oh man, sounds like you did this stuff like 24/7.
Yeah, I've been doing martial arts for 40 years.
Wow. Wow. I'm amazed, impressed. More than I ever was before. That's amazing. Wow. And what does your training routine look like these days? Other than that, do you do a lot of cross training?
Yes. Well, when I was competing, that's all I did was martial arts, and I was teaching at a school. So every single day I'd be practicing my stuff. I would work out with the students, and if I went to a competition, say it was in Chicago, I would train in a school in Chicago. I mean, that's all I did was martial arts. When I retired from competition, as soon as I retired from competition, I went into film. So then my schedule changed because I was working a lot, and I was still practicing. But at that point then, I was like, oh, you know what, I want to start hiking. I want to start skiing. I want to start trekking and backpacking, So a whole world opened up for me then, because before I would never do any other physical activity other than martial arts when I was competing, unless it benefited my martial arts. So now I do a combination of things. I like to do like aerobic classes or dance classes, any kind of cardio and gym. I do a lot of trekking. Like last year, I trekked to Mount Everest base camp. So I kayak. I just basically, if it's any kind of sport, I'll do it because I just like physical things to do, and I like to challenge myself constantly.
That's cool. You were part of the Ernie Reyes team back in the day?
Yes, I was. That's why I started saying Tae Kwon Do, because I was there. And actually, I moved to California because I was going to compete in a competition there. And then I just loved it, stayed there. And then they were like, well, since you're like right here, why don't you just train at the school? So I started training at the school, and then I became part of the demo team. And then it was like, well, why don't you test for your second-degree black belt and, things like that. So that's kind of how that all evolved.
Must have been cool watching him work, right? Like his martial arts and stuff.
Oh, it was. It was great. It was so much fun when I was on the West Coast demonstration team and working with Ernie Reyes. It was really, really, I have to admit, though, my whole career in martial arts has been great. I really love all the instructors that I've worked with and, martial arts people that I met.
Wow. Did you meet Little Junior at the time? Or?
Oh, yeah. I think he was like 10 or something at the time. 8 or 10. Yeah, so it's funny now, when you see him, you're like, oh my gosh, you're a man now.
That's so cool. Can you tell me how that experience was? Like, you were in LA when, was it Golden Harvest that came up to you for the first movie that you did in Hong Kong, or? Well,
actually, I was on the West Coast demonstration team, and Paul Maverick was the editor of Instant Console, and he called Ernie Reyes and said, hey, there's a company here, they're looking for a guy that want to create a new Bruce Lee, but bring all your guys down. And he said, well, what about the girls? And he said, well, you can bring them, but, they're really looking for a guy. So we all went down, and we all went to Heel Cho School. I remember Corey Yoon was there holding the auditions. That's Yoon Quay, who's, quite popular, done the Transporter and the choreography for Matrix, so he's done, a lot of stuff.
Wow.
And he said, well, I want to find the girl. So the company was seasonal films, and what happened is they never did anything with me, and I did World News Tonight with Peter Jennings, and they did a little clip on me because of my championship, and said, hey, she's got this movie contract, and it ended with, look out, Hong Kong, here she comes. And Sammo Hung was in Hong Kong, and he saw World News Tonight, and he said to Corey Yoon, he said, who's this girl? And he goes, oh, seasonal has a contract with her. Well, he says, well, I want to do a movie with her. So basically, they bought my contract out, and that was Golden Harvest at the time, bought my contract out for seasonal, and went over there and did, my first film, which was Yes, Madam.
Oh, wow, that's great. That's cool. And, man, you have, like, tons of movies. Like, my favorite ones are, like, the China O'Brien series, Rage and Honor, and Lady Dragon.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, yeah. They're the American ones. See, my favorite ones are the Hong Kong movies because I love the fight action in them. Unfortunately, doing American pictures, you can't do that kind of fight action because, like, for example, my first film, Yes, Madam, the ending fight scene took 1 month to do. And very rarely when you're doing a small budget American picture that you even have a month to shoot the whole film.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Do you have any future projects in the works?
I do. I just finished the Martial Art Kit, which we're really excited about. It opens up, we're having a premiere on September 12th here in LA, Red Carpet Premiere. And September 18th, it opens up in LA in theaters, and it's going to get about a 50 theater distribution, which means in every major city it'll open up. And if it does well, then it'll open up more. So we're really excited about it because it's a very small budget picture that all of us put our heart and soul into it. The story is very strong on bullying, you know, and gives a good message to teenagers. And it's just a nice family film with, you know, a lot of action.
Cool.
So I did that, and then I also just finished Showdown in Manila with Mark DeCosco. He directed it, his first time directing.
Right.
And that one will probably be out later this year or maybe the beginning of next.
Wow, working with Mark DeCosco, he's like so cool, man.
Yeah, he was really, really good. I was so impressed. I mean, I've known Mark. This is the first time I got to work with him, and his choreography was brilliant, you know, and just I was very impressed with the way he directed, you know. So it was an honor for me, you know, to you know, be in his first film that he directed.
Does he do anything in the film, like work with you or anything like?
Well, he actually he plays a part in the film in the beginning. He gets killed, and kind of the whole story evolves around him getting killed. He worked a lot with Alexander Nevsky on the choreography because he had a lot of martial artists in there, and I worked with his dad, Al DeCosco, and Sonny Susan, and that was really great too because I always knew, you know, about DeCosco, so I'd never really worked with him, and I don't know, I'm not sure how old he is. I think he's like, you know, he's in his 70s, and you know, that man was in shape, and he was like moving around so fast that I was so impressed. I was like, oh, you're my hero, right? Because he's just so amazingly fast and strong. And he choreographed my scenes. And we did some the Scream of stick fighting in it, which was kind of nice because I've never worked with, you know, the tree of sticks that, you know, they're like a little stick, and then you open them up and they come out to a longer stick. So that was really fun. So I really enjoyed that.
That's cool.
Well.
Do you have a favorite weapons form that you know train to this day in a lot?
Yeah. I've always liked the double hook sword. That has always been my weapon. That's the weapon I used to compete in, you know, when I was in competition. And to today, it's still my favorite weapon is the double hook sword. Wow.
I know you train with a lot of people, especially like in the seminars and things like that. But I want to tell you, to this day, you made that kid's day. Jonathan Bueno, I think I sent you a picture through Facebook after the Hall of Honors Award. And so, is it cool if you could give him and my brother Christian Collazo a shout out?
Yeah, hey there, guys. Hope to see you soon.
That's awesome. Do you have any advice for up and coming martial artists before we let you go?
You know what? Yeah, what I basically say to up and coming martial artists is just like really train hard, and it depends on what you want to do. If you just want to learn self-defense and really work your self-defense techniques, and if you want to compete or try to have, you know, dreams of becoming a martial art action star, you know, you just gotta basically, you know, it goes through whatever you do. You just gotta put 100% into what you're doing, you know, and don't give up, because in life we have a lot of failures, and a lot of times people get discouraged, like, oh, this is too hard, I'm never going to get it, or, oh, I didn't get that job. You know, you just got to keep on moving forward and not give up, and just, you know, keep that dream right out there and just keep following it. You know, so I guess that would probably be my best advice to someone.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. You made my universe.
Well, thank you.